Learning to manage enterprise-grade infrastructure traditionally requires spending money on expensive remote cloud clusters, but you can bypass those costs by simulating a complete functioning Kubernetes cluster directly on your local desktop. In this tutorial, we are going to initialize that local cluster, deploy an application, and verify it works by loading it in a browser. To follow along, you need 3 tools installed: Docker, Minikube, and the kubectl command line interface. Establishing this local environment turns a standard laptop into a zero-cost sandbox for exploring the same orchestration systems used by the largest tech companies. First, we need to initialize the cluster. Open your terminal and enter minikube start --driver equals Docker. Specifying the Docker driver is necessary here. Without this flag, the startup sequence may hang or fail to locate the local resources it needs to build the nodes. Once the process completes, look for the terminal message verifying that kubectl is now configured to point to the local Minikube cluster. To confirm the cluster is responsive, run the diagnostic command kubectl get nodes. You should see a single node named Minikube listed with a status of ready. This ready status confirms your local machine is now functioning as an active Kubernetes control plane. The most basic unit of Kubernetes architecture is the pod, which houses your application container. We manage these pods using a deployment, a protective wrapper that ensures your application stays running even if an individual container fails. Run kubectl create deployment my first app --image equals ngx. We use the standard ngx image as a reliable way to verify the deployment without build errors. You can track the progress of this new resource by running kubectl get pods. Watch the status column. The pod will move from container creating to a stabilized running state. Once it reaches running, the application code is alive inside the cluster, though it is not yet reachable from your browser. Currently, the running pod is isolated within the cluster's internal private network. To fix this, we use a service. This acts as an architectural bridge, allowing traffic to pass from your local machine into the cluster. Create this bridge by running kubectl expose deployment my first app --type equals node port --port equals 80. To verify the bridge is active, run the command kubectl get svc. In the output, look for the external port assigned to your service. It will look like a mapping of port 80 to a random 5-digit number. Your application now has a monitored gateway routing external traffic directly into the isolated pod. You cannot access this via localhost because Minikube runs inside its own virtual network boundary. Instead, use the Minikube CLI to find the routable address by running minikube service my first app -url. The terminal generates a direct HTTP URL featuring a specific IP address and your mapped node port. Copy that URL and paste it into your browser to reveal the Welcome to Nginx page. Successfully loading this page proves that your entire local pipeline, from initialization to live routing, is fully functional and ready for action. In just a few minutes, you've configured a cluster, launched a deployment, and bridged it to your browser. The real power of this model is that the cluster doesn't just start your pod. It is programmed to monitor that pod state continuously. Watch this in action by intentionally deleting the pod. The deployment controller detects the failure and instantly recreates it to maintain your desired configuration. From here, you can move beyond default images and begin injecting your own custom application code into this environment. You have moved from theoretical concepts to practical execution, and you now have a functional foundation for building and testing professional infrastructure on your own machine.